A huge shout out to the overthinkers. An overthinker. He watches the show. To the overthinkers. Shout out my fair too.
All of our faith, this is Parker, yeah. Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Tando Pela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamelo chopho ngeke phume buyakhula nizi njani nikho yazi as overthink is overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one.
Are Coach Shorty, as overthinking, say overachiever. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host, and this is a place where we love South African football, and every now and then we dip our toe into European football. Guys, this is a very interactive show, a show that is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. unless Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, bafana are playing. If any of those fives are playing, we are going to be here watching along as everything happens. Like I said, it's a very interactive show. You get to jump in, you get to speak to me. A lot of this show, most of the show is built around me speaking to you. So to do that, there's a button at the bottom of your screen. Those who are on TikTok, click on it. It says multi-guest. Then you can jump in and you can join me in discussing whatever topic it is that we have for that day. For those watching on YouTube, you have to join me while I'm live. You have to be following me on TikTok on this side. Then, one last thing, guys. I drop content every day. Kupali supporting content, guys. My podcast, the latest episode of my podcast has come out today. So please go on over to YouTube, Overthinking Football Show, and you'll find my personal podcast there, where I tell you a little bit about some of the news that I've seen and what I think about it. Kupali likes say 65,000. I need 65,000 likes. So just tap the screen. It is free. And then, of course, kupari gift, guys. Tokelang, kupari peri the gifty fella. Lero na kupari gifty. Anyway, there's two things we're going to do today. There's basically two topics here. The first one is going to be the one that you see right here. Would you rather? And this is brought on by some conversations that we had yesterday about Mamelodi Sundowns, the 1-1, choosing to be second, choosing to be in a different pot, those type of things. And then on the other side, I want to open it up and let people who maybe didn't get a chance to speak yesterday jump in and we can have a conversation about whatever it is. So we're going to do this topic, then we're going to do an open forum where you can come in. Tell me what you think about whatever it is you want to speak about, man. Whatever it is you want to speak about when it comes to football, and we can go from there. Okay, so guys, let's go here. Yesterday we had a lovely chat about the 1-1 draw that Mamelodi Sundowns played versus AS FAR. And there's conspiracy theories, there's rumors, there's all of that stuff where people are saying that Mamelodi Sundowns, they chose number 2 for a number of reasons. They chose number 2 to avoid Ahly, some are saying. They chose number 2 so that they have to play a home game first and then play away second because they've been a little bit strong there. There's been a lot. But today I just want to ask a straight up question. Mamelodi Sundowns, who should they fear? Should they fear Ahly? Should they fear Orlando Pirates? Who should Sundowns be more fearful of going into the next round? And each of these things have their own, own pros and cons. I mean, if you look at Ahly, for example, they are the champions. They're the guys that everybody puts money on to get to the end of the competition. They're the ones that, 12 competitions they've won. And look, Sundowns has a favorable record versus them. But in the tournaments, it's a completely different beast in the knockouts, for example. Then on the other hand, there's Pirates. And what do we know about Pirates? Pirates tends to knock Mamelodi Sundowns out of games of consequence when it comes down to cup competitions. So I want to know from you guys, who should they fear more, and who would you pick for Sundowns to play against, or who should they pick to play against, in your opinion? Let me start with Junior. Junior, welcome to the show. How are you?
Mr. Auti, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you, my brother?
I'm good, Mr. Auti. I'm good. Mr. Auti, to answer the question, who Sundowns should fear, they must fear Tinama Pagania because he goes.
Okay.
I was say I asked Tina, but Tina, we love cups, we love Sundowns in competitions, we love them. We invite them, we even host them. Guys, come to us, it's fine. If you remember the MTN8, Mr. Oti, we got introduced to Salem. If you remember the long range of Opa Manisa, it gives me nice memories, Opa Manisa. But no, I feel like Sundowns should fear us more than Ahly. No disrespect to Ahly because they are the best team in Africa, the best team in Africa, trophy-wise. But we know Sundowns better. We play against them twice a season, maybe 3 times a season. And also Sundowns, there's this thing whereby Sundowns has this arrogance that when they play Tina. And not there's that arrogance whereby, okay, they're better than us. It's fine. We can get them. No problem. So to answer your question, Mr. Oti, I feel like Sundowns should fear us Pirates because we know how they play. We know the system they like to play. Ahly, maybe they know how to deal with teams like Sundowns, but us, we know Sundowns from the word go.
But then tell me, what do you say to people that say it's a different competition? I know both legs hypothetically would be in the country, but then it's a different competition. The Sundowns is the bigger boys that side. How would you feel about it? And it's 2 legs. I don't know if Pirates and Sundowns have met properly in competition where it's been 2 legs back to back like that or as many times. What would you say to those people that say, beating them twice?
But Mr. Oti, if you remember the MTN8, we played Sundowns. I think the first leg was a 0-0 draw, and then the second leg was a 3-0 win. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So yes, hypothetically speaking, the games would be in South Africa, so we wouldn't have to go anywhere. Okay. But we would treat it as another competition whereby, unfortunately, Sundowns is in our way, so we have to eliminate them. And Mr. Oti, it's not the first time that we're facing Sundowns in a cup competition. Maybe in the league, maybe they're better than us. I don't know. We still need to beat them in the league. We haven't beaten them in a long time in the league. But in terms of the cup competition, obviously it's the Champions League. It's a better competition than all the teams we have played against Sundowns. So no, I feel like the mindset of the guys is that we need to treat it as another competition, and that Sundowns is also in it. So whether we face Sundowns, whether we face Ahly, any team, it doesn't matter. We just need to stick to what we know, stick to our objectives, our principles, and know that any team that comes to play against us, it's fine. So to the people who say that is it going to affect us? Not really, because it's a cup competition, and unfortunately, Sundowns are in the same competition as us. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about them now.
Can I then ask you? I'm trying to pull it up here. I want to ask you, the final 8 teams in the quarterfinals. It's Al Hilal, MC Alger, AS FAR, Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, Al Ahly, Esperance, and Pyramid. As a Pirates fan, who are you looking out for there?
Al Ahly.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, Mr. Alti. I'll be honest with you. The games that we played against them in the group stages, we did not test them. We were I kept telling people that no, guys, Al Ahly are more dangerous when it's the quarterfinals, when it's knockout stages. Yeah. I keep telling people this the whole time that Al Ahly have won 12 Champions Leagues, not 5, not 3. 12, Mr. Oti. 12 or 15, I'm not sure, but more than 10 is no. So these guys have experience whereby knockout stages fine. So my biggest worry is Al Ahly, because they gave us a run for our money, Mr. Oti, if you remember the game.
Yeah.
If you remember the game at Orlando, sure, it was 50-50, challenges, what. But then in Cairo, I'm not going to lie, I was more fearful for the guys of that intimidating atmosphere. Because Mr. Oti, when it's a big game there, the crowds there, they are very, it's giving, like a partisan type of crowds. So my biggest fear was that. But then not the entire stadium was full. So that helped the team, basically. So my biggest fear is Al Ahly. Because they have experience in this competition. They've won it many times, more than anyone else. So realistically, if we meet Al Ahly again in the quarterfinals, semifinals, or even the final, I will be worried because these guys know what to do when it comes to a knockout stage. These group of players that we have, sorry, Mr. Alfred, this group of players that we have now, unfortunately, they've not been exposed to African football. Remember, Mr. Alti, the North Africans are very arrogant about
I'm going to have to jump in for time, though. I'm going to let you finish that statement.
Okay, sorry. So to sum it up, the North Africans are used to the type of football that wins them trophies. And these guys now, Tina, Pirates, with this group of players, we're not used to that. So it's a good exposure, it's good experience, but when it comes to, my biggest fear is that when we get to a semi-final and we meet Al Ahly again, is it going to be the same Al Ahly from the group stages, or is it going to be the Al Ahly that we know that when it's crunch time, it's curtains? So that's all I'm going to say about it.
Let me bring in DJ Nuts. DJ Nuts, welcome to the show. How are you? DJ Nuts. Okay, let me see. Carmela. Oh, okay, let me see. DJ Nuts, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you, my guy.
Here's the simple question. Who should Sundowns fear and who should Sundowns want to play more?
Look, man, we fear nobody. I hear Junior say that we must fear Orlando Pirates, but let me tell you something. We're coming with a different strategy this season. If you look at that game at Loftus yesterday, as a Sundowns fan, I felt like that was a planned thing because we are avoiding to be number one. And one way or the other, yesterday I tried to engage to the conversation because it was interesting, but I could not. Parent to the time, I was also busy. But look, Sundowns this time around, they are coming with a different strategy. If you can look now, everybody's saying that Sundowns doesn't play good, that Sundowns doesn't play like that, the way they used to be. But you must understand that we learn from our mistake. We played very good. If you remember previous seasons, we were playing very well from group stages. We were unbeaten team. But when it comes to knockout stage, that's where we had the problem. So this time around, I see Sundowns going to final. But with who, I don't know. But we're going to go to final. We're going to surprise a lot of people. I hear Junior. It's a good spirit because Paris is doing well. And with this young squad that they have, I see that they're going to lack experience. And look at Al Ahly. That team, normally every season, they come as number 2, but at the end of the day, they take the Champions League. So, look, watch out for Sundowns.
But can I ask you, what do you say to people that might say that in as much as you might know Pirates, Caruso doesn't know Pirates? And the last time Sundowns was in a cup final calling knockout, they got knocked out by Makesi. How do you deal with those people that say, Mara, Caruso's new. He has to deal with the Pirates that is on form right now. There hasn't been, King, what can I say? Continuity in Sundowns for a little bit. Wouldn't you be more afraid of Pirates now?
Nah, look, man, those are just like people thinking of what's going to happen. But the reality is we've got a new coach, which is Caruso. And at the end of the day, Caruso had never played Orlando Pirates. As much as everybody was undermining this guy who's coaching Pirates, I was one of them who was saying like, this guy is not a good guy for Pirates. But look at what he's doing to Pirates. It's all about players gelling to the mentality of a coach. As you can see, how is he playing now? We're no longer doing that shine most of it, but especially on Champions League. We do it on the league, but on Champions League we don't do that. We want to win the game. Our mentality is not all about we want to show people that we can play football. Definitely we can play football, but the mentality of Champions League is not all about that. It's all about winning the game. If you look at last time, Rulani, when he won the LF, he introduced the delayed tactics. So we're gonna put everything. Let me tell you, we're gonna put everything that will make us to make sure that we get what we need. Because now, as things stand, we are the people that motivate Paris to be where they are now. If we can be honest, we are the people that motivated Paris to do well as they are doing well now. They might applaud us because we are one of those big guys. Let me tell you, we are one of those big guys. Even if they don't fear us now, they will fear us later.
Can I ask, just for the last minute here, I'm going to ask you the question in the other way around. Should Pirates fear Sundowns, especially because Sundowns has changed so much? I see Pirates here, MTN 80. I see Sundowns are MTN 80. It's not Sundowns there last year. What should Pirates be thinking about this Sundowns team and maybe even Ahly?
Look, man, I'm not going to shy away from that Paris is doing well, but let me tell you something. Sundowns is a beast.
Okay.
If I might say it, it's a beast whereby you might not know what's going to come in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Look at what Shalule have been doing the whole season. He's not been doing well on the league. Everyone was saying Shalule is finished, all that kind of things. But look at what is he doing now.
Yeah.
Sundowns, you cannot really analyze and say that I'm going to tackle Sundowns like this because you don't know who's going to come in. You don't know who's going to be on the position that you're analyzing for. So at the end of the day, Pirates, it's easy to analyze a game and think of what you're going to do for them because you already know who's going to play. But for Sundowns, it's difficult because we've got a lot of players that can do the job for us. We've got a lot of players who've got experience in terms of Champions League, and we have got a lot of behind people who can think out of the box. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for Sundowns. I'm just giving you a heads up. Watch out for Sundowns because Sundowns is going to be a very good example when it comes to how to win this thing. Because at the end of the day, we are number 2.
Yeah.
We are number 2 now. Let me finish this. We are number 2. We came out as number 2, but that was purpose made. We wanted that. That's what we want because we don't want to be there. We want to be undermined so that we can do the job easily.
For time's sake, I'm going to jump in. DJ, let me bring in Kamela. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm okay. Thank you yourself, Ote.
Man, Minagimnandi. I've got no horses in this race. Tell me, Kamela, how do you feel about this? Who should Sundowns fear more? Who should Sundowns want to play more?
From my point of view, Ote, all 8 teams that have reached the quarterfinal are not there by fluke.
Okay.
Sundowns should fear any of those teams.
Okay.
Because no one reached that stage by fluke. Even Orlando Pirates is doing well at the moment. And domestically and in CAF competition, Orlando Pirates is doing well. Ahly is doing well as well in Egypt.
Yeah.
So for me, they should fear both of those teams, regardless of who they will play against in the quarterfinals. But they should fear those teams.
Marawa, now you're giving me a politician's answer. Tomorrow you have to pick one. Who are you going with? I'm not letting you get away.
No, for me, they should fear more Ahly more than Orlando Pirates.
Okay.
I know everyone will throw stones on me about that. Orlando Pirates is doing well domestically and in CAF competition. That's fine. But we are talking of Ahly, club of the century, the club that knows how to win the Champions League, the club that has so many Champions League, more than any other team. So for me, they should fear Ahly. The Ahly team is better than the Ahly team we've watched all the previous seasons. This is the best Ahly team, and let me tell you this, OT, this Ahly team is playing well domestically, which is in Egypt, and there's nothing, and people will judge the Ahly team according to the 2 games they watched. If you can go and Google or go and search any Ahly game in Egypt, you will see that this is the better Ahly than the Pitso Mosimane's Ahly. Okay. This one is doing well. They should fear Ahly more than Orlando Pirates for me.
Mara, Orlando Pirates in cup competitions has given Sundowns some headaches.
We are talking of cup competitions in a domestic environment.
Okay.
There's a difference between playing the Champions League and playing the domestic cups. The Champions League needs experience, let's talk the truth. They know how to deal with the referees, those Arabian teams.
Yeah. Now I don't know.
They know how to deal with the referees. You see, last weekend they were doing the same thing they've been doing 10 years back.
Yeah,
they have a consistency when it comes to to how they behave during the game. So for me, they should. We can't judge Orlando Pirates according to the domestic cups. Let's wait and see. Let's not give credit to the club that doesn't deserve it for now. Don't take me wrong, Orlando Pirates is doing extremely well, but for now, for me, it's like Orlando Pirates is still cooking for me, because they haven't reached where they should be by now.
For time, I'm going to have to jump in there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kabela. Let me go to Kodani. Kodan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mr. Oti. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm going to see what free agents has for me in the next few days. Kodani, tell me, these two teams, where are you going with it?
Actually, all those 7 teams must be fierce Sundowns. Not the other way around. Okay, but Mr. Ote, from my point of view, from my opinion, I think I would rather play Pirates rather than facing Ahly at the moment. Like, I know, yes, people are writing off Ahly. It's every CAF Champions season, they always do that.
Yeah.
People say, no, this Ahly is no longer the Ahly, but when it comes to knockout, quarterfinal, semi-final, it's something else. It's like Real Madrid, if I can compare it to UEFA Champions League. Everyone will try to avoid Real Madrid and try to play them maybe in the final. Because you know, Real Madrid, when it comes to the UEFA Champions League, it's a different story. So,
Mara, I'm going to ask you the same thing. You look at the Pirates. Pirates has a very good record versus Sundowns recently in cup competitions. It's not like they'll be playing in a different country. They'll be playing in stadiums that they know. Shouldn't that be a little bit more dangerous in that the Pirates, man, is taking part in this competition? Yes, it's a new competition, but the stadiums, the country, the travel, the whatnot, it will be like any other cup competition game should they meet. Obviously, they wouldn't be able to meet, but just in a hypothetical place.
Not really. Yes, in cup competition, Nedbank Cup, MTN Cup, this is CAF Champions League. There's a word league there. So you must know when we talk about league and Sundowns and Pirates, they always come second. So this one is a different monster. So we must also check that. And also, in terms of traveling, so it's also like when you play Ahly, when you're playing them there by Cairo, so you know that it's not gonna be easy to play them there. So at least Pirates, you're playing them here at home, so there won't be any traveling. So it's just Pretoria and Joburg. So I think Pirates will be much better Sundown will be much better to face Pirates right now than Ahly.
Do you think that there's an advantage to Cardoso not being exposed to Pirates in that way? So he's still new, he hasn't played them in a final or in a game of consequence. So if they were to meet, do you think that there would be an advantage for Cardoso?
Not really, but currently it's gonna be who's this compiler behind everything if they're facing Pirates now, because Cardoso just came right now, so I don't think he know much.
Would you want Steve to be the one in charge?
So I'm sure 80% will be Steve Compeller, then 20%, then it will be Cardoso. I don't think he will have much pressure also under him. So I think it will be good for him to face Pirates currently right now. So I think when is the Pirates and Sundowns games on league? I think it's
not the 8th.
Oh yes, which means they're gonna it's gonna face Pirates first before the CAF if they meet in quarterfinals. So I think it will be very, very interesting how they're gonna play out first in league, then
for time's sake. For time's sake, I'm gonna jump in. Let me bring in Usipo. Sipo, welcome.
Good evening, OT.
Oh, Sipo is man.
Sure. Members on the panel and on the comments.
Tell me about this. Where do you fall on this?
No one. We fear no one. bring Pirates right now,
Yeah.
we already know the lineup.
Yeah.
We already know the lineup, so it's easy to take Pirates. So I'm saying we the best option. Let's face Pirates. Let's get rid of this thing once and for all. We're going to play them on the 8th. So that would be a practice match.
So then, Mara, they've got the record, Mara guys. They've got the record. They've done well in top competitions versus Sundowns.
Remember, we lost because of the referees. There's VAR. So the VAR will help us a lot. Thanks for the technology.
Yeah.
So Orlando Pirates, I don't fear them. They are overrated. You can look at the stats. Sundowns is the team that has got most ball position on all the teams. We have the high number of like possession. We regain possession on the critical places. So I don't think Orlando Pirates is not even appearing on the best teams in Africa or in this CAF.
Yeah.
So they've managed to get the results, but I don't fear them. They are not at our level.
That's very interesting. Okay, so then if Pirates is not at the level, if I could just ask you to put on the shoes of the Pirates, what should they be looking out for in the knockouts? As somebody who's been in the knockouts for a while, what is something that may be standing in Orlando Pirates' way of getting to a final, getting to a semi?
For Orlando Pirates, I think they will have to be tactical, win the home game, then get an away goal. That's how to qualify.
Okay.
Win your home game and then get an away goal.
Are they capable to do it? I mean, you guys have been doing it for quite a while, Mara. The semi seems to be a stumbling block.
In this level, I don't think they will be able to win away, but they have the support locally. So I give them credit. They've got support. They're very dangerous in Orlando. Yes, because of the support. But going away on knockouts, they will not succeed. So if they can do the business here at home, don't concede away, and then get a point away.
Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to bring in Agent. Agent, my brother, welcome to the show. How are you?
Shalom, my brother, shalom.
Oh, Elohim shalom, man.
And shalom to Papa Khosi there in the comments, specifically. Specifically.
Agent, tell me about this. I know hypothetical, it's very hypothetical, but who would you choose between these two?
Yeah, today I'm not here to fight anyone, so let me correct in the simplest and most humble voice that I have. We cannot play Ahly in the quarterfinals. It's impossible. We are number two. Now people are fearing Ahly, but they're criticizing Sundowns for wasting time and being content with number 2.
Yeah.
You see, we are 10 years ahead. We're thinking 10 steps ahead of people. Now people are catching up. So we cannot face Ahly. Thank you. Anyways, and then let me but anyways, let me correct something also.
Yeah.
The reason why us, the original Mosai fans, the original Sundowns fans, not the White branch, not plastic ones as we've been called, but no, on a serious note, the reason why some of us have confidence in Paris game is we know what happened. We know there was the referee's part that we understand. Bongilo Tom is that 12th man, but they had a 13th man. They had the 13th man, and you're not gonna be shy to talk about the 13th man No matter what, they're the 13th man, and it runs in the blood of that family. Because allegedly, not even allegedly, I'm poor, but this one I can prove. He himself,
you can prove,
blood,
yeah.
Someone, I'm not going to mention names, if the shoe fits, Cinderella wait, but someone, senior, said Paris needed 3 points to win the league. I told the boys, no, let's let Paris win. That was him speaking. And then his nephew comes and tells us that he told his players that no, when it comes to Pirates, I'm more emotional. How can you coach against a team when you're emotional? You won't see things because you're going to be blinded by emotions. So we know who the 13th man was. And even them, they know that they're playing 13 against 11. So that's why we are confidently, cautiously optimistic about Pirates. That's the thing.
So then, don't they hold any threat? I mean, they've surprised us all this season. They're coming in. They've been playing a different football. Don't they? Isn't Pirates scarier this season?
Who is surprised? You're surprised? Oh, okay. No, some of us who have CAF experience are not surprised. They're doing what newcomers do best. We've been there before, so I don't know if you're surprised that newcomers use all their energies in the group stages. I know, as we're not surprised. We are used to this thing,
Yeah.
But here's the thing for me. There are two teams. I don't want Al Hilal because I highly rate what is his name? Ibenge.
Okay.
I'm forgetting his first name. One of the few CAF Champions League, not CAF Champions, CAF Pro license holders. I highly respect him, and his team play well.
Okay.
So we are left with two teams, Pirates or Esperance. Now with me, who understands Pirates? Is our coach or our players? Our players understand Pirates. But our coach doesn't understand Pirates. Could be good, could be well. But our coach understands experience. And it's not the same experience that we faced last season. I hear some people when they're supporting that occultic leader, they say, no, he's supporting 23 players. No, this team has released, let me see, almost 20 something players also.
Okay.
They arrived. So it's a kind of a new team in some ways, but still it's an old team because the main starting lineup, I think there's only 4 players who are new to the team, so our coach would know this team. So for me, and also when I play against Paris, we don't have any advantage at all, because psychologically they are going to come into this games thinking we always beat Sundowns in cups. We are gonna come with this mentality that we are used to CAF. So I don't think anyone is going there with any advantage. But with these Arabs, we have the sun on our side. For me, not that I fear Pirates. I think it should not be misconstrued to be thinking that we fear Pirates. I want Esperance because I think the coach knows it, and we have a slight advantage because of the weather. And Van der Rohe mentioned that
very quickly,
the 15th man. I say 15th because he or she comes in 2. Is arrested also. So imagine. 15 against 11.
Akiri please.
Rulani is the 12th man. So I'm not afraid to say it. When was the 12th man?
Okay, for time.
Go somewhere and the snake with the 13th and 14th. And there's a
yeah. You guys, I don't want to fight billionaires. I don't want to fight other things. Let me go to Kuma.
How's it, OT? How are you doing?
Kimnati man Kuma Kieta. Where do you follow this?
Should I say shalom because everyone seems to be Jewish nowadays.
Rajampa.
Get trend. Anyway, it's fine. Okay, but OT, couple of favor.
Okay.
Please do not disrespect Sundowns ever again. Who would you rather be to? Sundowns, oh my word. Parrot Sundowns sentence. Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't wanna play against Pirates because of the noise pollution is too much. Yo, but to barring, something along those lines, But yeah, man. Man, no one takes Pirates seriously. Mokef, over nigga weekend. Baba feel like they are DCT, Abakrali laser treatment. So why must I take them seriously? Or one of the only time I can fear a Pirate is when Avongile is officiating. Yo, I'm more before it all, my one. But yeah, man.
Emma Billy, allegedly.
Man, no, I've got lawyers on retainer. Legal.
Allegedly.
But I did about agent is about allegedly, not legally. So we see when we play, and the reason why Pirate is having this fairy tale run, no one bothered to actually look at videos of them. So, but not about failure like the kids they are, or one because every team, more CAF, more Africa, including Ahly, respects and fears Sundowns. We want to got the way they play and how they organize for us. They play like Magezi, they play like Tax. Now I'm talking about multiple CAF Champions League winners. They play a counter attack, and it's supposed to be a final, a tournament amongst titans. I get it. No, the argument in this or who's gonna win it. Like who's much more fearful and who has more who garners more respect. The way they plan and play against Sundowns, and the other thing is like if you have to scream and shout and say you're a big team, we should fear you. You're not a big team because big teams don't shout. It's proven in the way people approach us. If we were to actually look at for entertainment factor, we don't want to play Pirates because of it will be too soon. I would rather play them final or semi-final. The same for Ahly. Because of, if we're being honest, CAF, most of us we watch CAF if it's Sundowns playing or one of the guys was Sundowns or YSA Adlala or when grouping because I get peer pressure and grouping I have to get let me watch CAF. But yeah, Bora. So we know if it's gonna be a final between Pirates and Sundowns.
Yeah.
It would be epic on so many levels. Whether get emotive, get the grudge, just playing all the rivalry. That's definitely what I wanna see.
Yeah.
But no one really no one fears Pirates. Like Kaizer Chiefs. I gotta get me.
Harina di passport, harina di visa. Ridalla mona.
Cape Town space. Okay, na sharp bravo haka. So go Arabi
yeah.
Go Arabi lo happy again.
Okay, I guess. Okay, Kubo. Which teams should they look out for in this tournament outside of Sundowns? Which teams? Is Ahly still king, very bankable?
Which team should Paris look out for?
No, which in the Champions League, who should we look out for outside of Sundowns? Who are the teams that maybe man Bashugumisa something?
Everyone else but Pirates. Kenete Arkodlala mo. When Ahly is a given. Sundowns will always be like one of the favorites. When again. Like just because Chiefs really finale, mara gasirahale, Maukova lightning doesn't strike twice again in the same place again.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time's the? Let me bring in Chavari. Welcome to the show. How are you? Chavari, my kids.
Mr. OT.
There we go. How are you, my brother? Man. Who would you rather, if you were Sundowns, who would you rather face? Ahly or Orlando Pirates?
funny part nna ke lepaka-paka.
O lepaka-paka, okay. O tla lwanela
Ke
team ya hao.
lepaka-paka o thaka ne. Ntse ke mametse mo ena, I see a lot of people they writing off Pirates ne.
Yeah.
I think maybe, and I gaba blame because of Pirates hasn't been doing well ko CAF. Last year batswile e le bantsaki that team ya Botswana. I think right now hence batho ba bangata ba write off. But Nager Pirates is close surprise batho ba buy out this season.
Okay.
In terms of form, batho ba Sundowns ka utlwa Khumo ha tswa mo ntho tsa ringile. Ha re ka ringa net ba fetu Sundowns e dlala no so form ya bona e dropile. Regardless of ke ba ke CAF ke leaking le mo leaking a se Sundowns ra re tsebang.
Yeah.
Form ya bona nje compare to the past season tse re tswang ko tsona high. So
So what's Habelona basically? What's Habelona?
No, that's Kataba Pirates. As much as about Pirates are right time. Maranaki, if they go for Pirates, then they're out go CAF.
Okay, okay.
Definitely. If they go for Pirates, Sundowns is out go CAF.
Yeah. Pirates. Who should Pirates fear more? Sundowns or Ahly?
Ahly.
Okay. Oh, Marale no. 4 points.
No. I'll check out that game. Yeah, Ahly. Ahly that game, Leona. I would say never play the same game, never play the same mental, same tactics that link Sundowns ka Sunday.
Okay.
If Ahly never tla Pirates, ba tlo retain number 1. Ahly nka be yintse ra ile. But the way never tla thing, no one know. They were waiting for Pirates to score and then by equalize, but pick up the socks one as if like bona they were comfortable ka draw.
Okay.
As much as Sundowns Leona Sunday, e ba pitsi na re batla draw. Because the rats were mango number mang. Not a battle draw, no. How about Utloba see that?
Yeah.
Because Sundowns, honestly speaking, Sundowns never avoid Ahly.
Yeah.
That's why it's how we like game Sunday, Banova that draw, Irvin number 2, guys.
Oh, okay, so then let me ask
for Luana, I know I'm hoping for
Yeah.
one. Mabalinting Batura, Arcatola Pirates, then we have our chances.
Marala ke batla go botsa straight then. Ke batla go botsa straight. As we know, Sundowns the chinchile coach. Sundowns the chinchile the player. They're trying to change the way that they're playing. They're doing all of those things. Does Pirates still have an advantage over Sundowns? Ka history. I get ka history le ba shapa kori kapung. Aba fitla mona that you still have that history. Does it make a difference or ba chinchile ba kenze Caroso? Ali tsibi la man.
For now, I would say Diamond RT. One. Harka history. I'll check a last season. Go leaking, I think it drew a little bona.
Okay.
Rabaja go the Kapu. So I would give Pirates advantage to Sundowns right now.
Okay. Okay. No, for time's sake, for time's sake.
Pirates in advantage to Pirates right now.
For time's sake, it's okay. Let me bring in Veli. Mtakawa.
Mtakawa kunjani?
Hayi man, mina ngimnandi Mtakawa. Ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi nayi question. Basabe bani?
Bathi sisho ngoba usathana uzipha amandla. Usathana uchibijela amatshe phezu kwemizi yobaba. Uzothi uzwile goalpost eshiftile futhi.
Ufuna ukwazi.
Goalpost ku Steve Compare. Kuthi abantwana thina u Steve Compare. Hey! Uyima molifatsini.
Uyima mama.
Lamhla ithi zama ubo Sipitori batho abanhlalukanye. Wayithi ke Mr. OT. Wabona ama Sundowns ne?
Yeah.
Yababona bokhomo. ha ba le ko di-living tsa batho ba shapa setwetla mo ba tlhola dikipa fela ba bola le di-camera mara because ka batlile mo ba tlo tella fela ba bua fela ba kwala re ba bone mara ne go lokile bona Mr. OT pirate ne like the way that, they call it pirate, not pirates, yeah, it's not pirates but ke pirate,
yeah,
bona pirate asi bo mafiki izolo ko CAF. We've been there Mr. OT kuboleletse maobane first time re idlala nantwe akere ba ke cup e strong ha ba win ha ba sa win then ubeta ko bona hayi ke CAF experience mara re bone Chiefs idlala ka bo makhurwane mo ya fitla ko finaling idlala ka bo makhurwane jwanong o tlo re pirate ka setse se re teng re da also da Mr. OT and ba libala batho ba hore ke rena re ntse re shafulu mola ya di-coach mola ke rena re fitlhile fela ka tlhakatlhakantsha mola ba tlhakantshuke mola Mr. OT,
yeah,
8 games remaining now, yeah, let me see, 6 games,
yeah,
this thing will be done. And ka re ba ka tlisa ka February vele ke fetse ka bona wa se kitjagile ke tlagetse Valentine ma ba tla o fetsa ka bona ke kgwedi ya lerato so a ke nya ke dilo tse snacks mo ba tla o fetsa fela ka batho ke ntho tsa ka se ke ntho tse nyane o tla bona ona ke gutla ka staff fela and then the only trophy that they'll have moving forward ke 900 million.
Hey, Nazo, hey, Bara. Okay, let me ask you that. Kiki, Eriki would take a Pitori then.
I was Pitori today.
Oh, but our Raba pizza call of Tasmanizive or Raila Babona. But anyway, Pirates it's Habamang one. Ahly Sundowns. Which one should Pirates be looking out for more?
Truly speaking, Ahly is strong.
Okay.
Yeah, because in Gary go group stage. I have only the true colors sayona because ha itla go Orlando nakola idlala go Orlando da. But let's fella for draw. They was really serious that way because they were just by the tricks it's our fellow say and then the last game I see judge it too much because already nenze qualified le bona nse ba qualified. So nka se re vele game la daily dese byalo bya ba re dese ya be daily dese byalo so marai baba Sundowns akubathabi ngiyakhe xa bona felo maybe ha re ya ko last round Ahly itla obesa batuka go jang.
Hey, ahora incable ahora today I no hey Google Pitori budese
one good inspired by the cousin of Tautuna himself, Mr. Agent.
Guys, for time. Hey. For time, Eric Kenze, Terence, man. Terence.
Ala, que estamos na Victoria.
Hey. Kultawachu, but Chincha, but so from Boko Park Town, but can a mamelodi.
Abuti, OT.
Hey.
My brother. I give like a spitori before get like English. Get like a spitoria. They can say whatever they want to see.
Okay.
If okay. Who rather I face in the next in the knockout
next round, yeah.
I'd rather go for Esperance de Tunis.
Okay.
Sundowns. I'm wishing for Esperance de Tunis. Don't forget
Esperance man.
Yeah.
Le Khaled Esperance.
Hona selo mola buti ke tsela maoto. Ahuna silo mula ke tsela ya maoto. I'll rather go Esperance de Tunis. Wait, Al Ahly in the knockout stages, they show their true colors. They
Okay.
show people how to win this game. Don't forget, they don't play the beautiful football. They play mind games and tactics throughout the games. So I understand that, bro. There's a reason why those people have won this thing so many times.
Okay.
There's a reason why. One understand.
Yeah.
It makes them dangerous. They switch on another button on the knockout stages. I can see that button. They become lethal and dangerous. And then what we did on Sunday, that was a tactical move, my brother.
Yeah.
If look at that goal. Metamunia post to Nagai save at any given time. Ronald Williams felt after the ball went inside the net. It was a tactical move, and after that, we've managed the game. I get to
Allegedly.
after that goal, we managed the game.
Okay.
Understand? We started circulating the ball, right keeper. There was like more 3 minutes or 4 minutes added. I went on top of the night. Then we managed the game, and then the game fell like a 1-1. It's what they wanted. Let me tell you something about Miguel Cardoso. That guy. I'll play winner this competition, believe you me. Mark my words. Mark my words. I will come back again on your life.
Yeah.
The day you leave the star. We are going to win. Everyone knew the style of player Sundowns. It was becoming a problem.
Okay.
One understand. We were frustrated because of Nereala, Tiki Taka, building from the back, attacker throughout the middle. One understand the Caribbean. So everyone was playing the same style against Sundowns. Park the bus, catch them on the sound
On the counter.
One understand. So we becoming frustrated. That's why rulani. That's why I saying broaka. One understand the Caribbean. The beautiful football that we play, it costly last season.
Okay.
One understand the Caribbean brag. It costly big time because of everyone was now we do Sundowns dala Bolivia.
Okay.
Come magazine, por Sundowns dala in. Opaka base broaka. Opaka base wa rotoma guy. What are you gonna pick? Opaka in broaka. Opaka in. So everyone never frustrated on the defense. One understand?
Yeah.
I can remember.
Mara nna ke batla go botsa hore in as much as you're saying Al Ahly, I read the knockouts ya chincha. Le Pirates. Mano knockouts. Le bona ba chincha. Five trophies, five competitive trophies, domestic trophies in 2.5 years.
Don't tell me about Nedbank. Don't tell me about MTN 8 where you're playing 4 games, then you're at the finals.
Nedbank.
Yes, Campo. You can face 6 NFD sides up until the final.
Yeah.
One from ABC Motsepe, 2 from NFD. Then, my brother, this is the real task.
Yeah.
The real deal. It's not that thing that you're gonna play with. It's okay. Let me go straight to this thing.
Yeah.
You saw red, yellow card ya Tito Maswangani, yeah, the game ya Pirate, the Alas.
Yeah.
Those people will frustrate you. One understand? They will I'm not saying otherwise. But Pirates, their own song, they're playing a good attacking football. One understand? As a Sundowns fan. They play good football. We cannot take that away from them. Braga. I'm born. Sometimes we must praise people. I praise Braga. One understand? They play good attacking football.
Okay.
Mara Pirate in a spine.
Okay.
One sort of Caribbean. Looking from, I've said this before, looking at the bench, who will come and change the game for them? They've got a good starting 11. Super. Perfect. One understand the Caribbean. Uto one of those North African teams when coming to tactical awareness, but dangerous to fit like Bruaka.
Okay.
Dangerous to fit like dimension. Uto one Braga. Esperance de Tunis irjilega waka. La Sundowns last season went out of the competition without a loss.
Okay.
We drew 0-0, then we drew 2-2 Garmohai. You understand? Uto dimension tactically but dangerous Braga. But dangerous
Mara for nako ke tlo kena tsere for nako tshwantse ke kene ke tlise prasipo
Mr. OT, how are you?
Man, my stress doesn't have passports. I've told you guys that I'm here.
It's been long. And I always thank you for putting me after Kumo and Agent because I requested first and I saw you putting them. I said, thank God. But Mr. OT, let's just be honest. All the 8 teams in the last 8 are very tough teams.
Yeah.
And I, as a Pirate, I would rather face pyramids. But you need to be aware of North Africans.
Okay.
They know how to manage the game. We're not gonna talk about them because because I can tell you CAF bafika di semi-final, bafika di quarter-final.
Yeah.
Since 2016, bafetsa who you win. Bafitlile hakai because they've been playing CAF consistently. You win. When you speak of dominance, Ahly, because they are there winning it every year. Sundowns is just playing in CAF. It's not dominating in CAF. Because I don't know if yes, experience for most of their players, but now they have a new coach. And a new coach, Baska we show Dalale Pirate. And don't underestimate Pirates. Because Pirates on their day, they can play. And I still feel these Orlando Pirates players, they've played some of the CAF matches now. They have some little bit of an experience.
Okay.
And the Pirates coach know how to win cups. He might not know how to win a league, but he knows how to win in cup competitions. So they must not underestimate Pirates because they might not be in the semi-final and Pirates is there in the semi-final. So they just have to be careful because as Babaletor are unpredictable. So they might either give you win or they might either give you lose. It's not that Sundowns of Mokwena where we used to be afraid of it. Now,
but then as a Pirates fan, o batlile kana o itse pyramid na ka batla o tseba hore between Al Ahly le Sundowns le kaya kai ka bane Al Ahly le na experience nyana 4 points from the group stages. I don't know what's going to happen in the knockouts, mara le na le 4 points ka mo ke Sundowns la tseba hore ha re knockout la bantsha le tshaba mang mon Prasip le tshaba mang, who do you respect more?
If you get Sundowns or Al Ahly, sharp, that's on the lead too. And you know, Mr. Oti, but in cup competitions, if you want to win them, you rather draw the tougher teams.
Yeah.
And then take them out. Then you are winning the trophy. So if you carry Kichava Sundowns or Kichava Al Ahly, it's not gonna help because if they're still in the competition, I have to play them. So I rather get them and then eliminate them and then take them out.
Okay.
Then it's easy as that. Because cup competition is OT. Just my Sundowns today, my Sundowns. I've been listening, they're underestimating everything. Mr. OT, Sundowns, Erobile Yanga last season. Ka goal it the line. Aralebala. Aralebala. Hulali VAR. Aralebala. So what's happening as if Ogardi Poso Tadi referee always favor Pirates. And maybe if you not give a Gilibon, about another to Sagidi Ref. Ninga Pirates got a pirate to Sagidi Ref.
Yeah.
Then because they are in danger. So, but Mr. Oti, CAF Champions League is a different competition. As a M1080, as a Nedbank, I agree with them. I agree there. It's a different competition.
Because you play. I cover Sundowns, ki Loftus, ki Orlando Stadium.
Auror mo gifitile, I want to gifitile.
Yeah.
Yes. Or gifitile because I would say for Pirates and Sundowns, it's one of the toughest matches more league in South Africa. So maybe I remelody 80, or I remelody 80.
Okay.
And then Robone Kasongo tatswa pila ka atsamaya normally go Loftus. Ha re fetsa tla le bona.
Phela o fitla kwa phela Masanda wana ba na le delays now mara for nako ke tlo kena. Daddy laser call of stars. Let me bring in Prastomi. Prastomi.
No, thanks, Mr. OT. Thanks.
Taki Sipo. Prastomi, as one of the people lebe laser. Yeah, he didn't pet my laser now. Anyway, welcome. How are you, my brother?
Hey, OT, Happy New Year, brother. And
Happy New Year.
OT, hey. Indaba ye-CAF is very sensitive and is very challenging.
Yeah.
To anyone. So I don't think it will be safe to say the undermining teams that are left with Champions League. All the 8 teams stands a chance to win CAF. But again, abantu stands a better chance more than anyone. Ahly, because they have experience of playing the competition. They've won the competition several times.
Yeah.
So we cannot just jump and say, because we have 2 teams, we Sundowns and Pirates, automatically it says this is a win a Champions League. But on the other hand, we stand a chance of going with semi-final now we finally sibona kwenzeka ntoni. I would prefer to nditose ne Pyramids okanye Alka, one of those teams. The reason why I'm saying this, Alka haven't played with them. Pyramid we only play once with Champions League now, can't comply. So those are teams that I want to offer a chance and play with them than playing with those teams as the experience of playing a CAF Champions League, because you would say since I'm struggling and things won't be easy for any team.
Okay.
So I'm not here to judge or undermine any team, regardless of the Champions League which stages go. So, but I would prefer to have other teams than as the teams this one night are bigger with Champions League. They might win a Champions League.
Mara Prastomi. This whole thing came from yesterday when people were saying, Sundowns took a draw. They want to avoid Mang. They want to do this. These two. Which team do you think Sundowns matches up better with?
Now, team. I don't approve baseless claims. Unproven one.
Yeah.
Because I got one tangible that says the Sundowns play that draw was avoiding Ahly. There's no such thing. Equal London. So abantu who believe in that they should stick to London. I'm not one of them. But again, what I would like to say is that it will be better to face as team as Fernando Alka. Then when it comes to interfinal semi-final, again, I would say I would prefer to face the bigger guns, because now if you can face it in a final Ahly, possible you can be eliminated. Yeah, but I'm not saying there's a Wednesday, but it's possible because our band they have experience. Our band they are making mistake, thinking that obang number 1 quick group you stand a chance of winning the CAF Champions League. There's no such thing. Tinas have experience. We know that we've collected 14 points. We're in the same group. Pirates. We did that. Sahlala in 14 points. So abantu might be confusing, but when we're sitting on top of the table, it says we are winning Champions League. There's no such thing. There is no such thing. To that. Otherwise, for now, I don't mind playing any team, regardless with the team, because we cannot change. If it was, it says we should play Pirates. So be it.
For time, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna bring Tato in. Tato, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hola, Tate OT. Hola.
Dinsang, Tato.
Sharp. Hola. Nagel me pagani fit. Ne.
Jolly, Twanse Sundowns, it's Habeluna.
Obvious. And you can hear but what Sundowns Habatsebi Champions League. But it's experience. That's Sundowns. But as Sundowns fans, they do not understand CAF. because they cannot meet Alga. Bako Potu kaofela le Alga. So they cannot meet Alga go quarterfinals. Wabo. So rona ra tseba re we can meet Alga yone Alga eo Sundowns, Sunflops le Pyramids. Understand? So via like history ya Champions League, but when Pirates ke mafizo, and I big a star, I big 1995. Even after 95, Pirates has been there, being the only team called South Africa, flying the flag high. Even Coach Abo never winning CAF. Bamutseba ki Pitso. Nabua we must learn from Pirates. Pirates is taking CAF serious. So manje khone batlang no. Ki defense tshwana tse favor Manchester City, ba favor team high winner fair. Khone Sundowns ke kena go CAF khone ba tsebang go bua ka Sundowns. Rona ra itseba didenge. And nna ke batla hore fela I'll be short. I'm not scared of any team as a Pirates fan. But now I would like for us as Pirates to meet Sundowns at the finals. That's why I don't want to meet them at the quarterfinals. Ke batla kopana le bone ko finaling, ke batla rape go di finaling ba kwale melomi ya bona. So for me na ko re fela Pirates a tshabe motho sharp quarterfinal ke batla Alga. Pyramids, I'm scared of Pyramids because we don't know much about Pyramids. Pyramids nkare ke super sport ya ka ra ko Egypt. So it's one of those teams the underdogs, and I think lots of people do not talk about it. Utlwamong are Pirates have never won the Champions League. Wabona star se ke sa nana taba ya star it's okay abutisip. Mara skis ke bala di comments ke yo omubua something. Another thing yo before ke via OT, don't forget Pirates is the only team in the Southern Hemisphere that has reached the finals of CAF more than your Sundowns.
Sundowns fela mo.
O fihlile iwana ke
2021.
Na ke re mo re fihlile mo not a yuan. Understand? Sundowns fela quarterfinal, semi-final, quarterfinal, semi-final. They were lucky ka Pitso ba winela yone ba motella Pitso ba mo kapa ka ditena na coach Al-Ahly. Are those football fans? Do they understand football but Omar? Hi, sharp that OT. Mara ke tsabe motho, a ke tsabe motho.
Ke a gutla o tla lwana le batho ko di commenting ke a gutla but let me bring it on.
Sharp, thank you. I love your show Tate. Thank you. And go follow him on YouTube, guys. Go follow him on YouTube. Sharp.
Thank you, my brother. Let me go to Mko.
Hey, Oti, how's it?
I'm good at you, my brother.
Very well, my man.
Tell me about this thing, man. Maybe I'm not gonna phrase it. Who should they be? Who Sundowns should be afraid of? I'll phrase it as who would you rather play?
Okay, first of all, let's congratulate Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates for reaching the knockout stage. It's very hard in CAF Champions League.
Yeah.
And my wish is to see them even playing in the semi-final. That's my wish because I believe that it would be a very big milestone for South African football. And I think we need to learn something as Kaizer Chiefs and also other PSL teams as well. We need to compete in these stages, and Pirates and Sundowns are actually doing really, really well this season. So, in terms of your question, Oti, if you want to be a champion, you don't even have to worry about who you're going to face, whether it's the quarterfinal or semi-final. That's where you prove yourself, actually. Yeah, that's where you prove that you are actually good, that good in even winning the final or even lifting the trophy. So Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates shouldn't even worry about Al-Ahly. The thing that they need to be careful of is that most of the teams that are there, they've got the experience in playing in the CAF Champions League, especially Al-Ahly and these other teams from the north. They have the experience. If you saw the game here, Al-Ahly against Orlando Pirates, you could tell that there was a bit of homework that they were doing there. If you know Al-Ahly very well, you've watched them play against Mamelodi Sundowns before, or even Pirates, you know how they play, you know what they bring. So the way they played that match, I was watching the whole match. I was like, they are actually studying. And if the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns or of Orlando Pirates to say is not checking at that, he's going to have problems because you would face a different Al-Ahly in the next stages. I can assure you that we know they have the experience. So I'm just hoping that the coaches of both teams, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates, have done their homework. I know the Mamelodi Sundowns is very experienced in these stages, but I'm just hoping that Orlando Pirates coach is able to be up to the task, because now it's time to show up. It's really time to show up.
So what would be the bigger advantage? The experience of Mamelodi Sundowns in playing in this competition, and also having Cardoso having played in the competition, or the relatively unknown, recently unknown Pirates in terms of Champions League football, in terms of how they play. We still have to see now how Jose handles a knockout round. Who has the bigger advantage here?
Sundowns has the bigger advantage. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
First of all, Sundowns has the players. Let's be honest, they've been there for a very long time. They've played in these stages, even though they were unlucky in the past seasons. But you've got a Sundowns team that has the players, and then you've got a Sundowns team that is the coach with the experience. So they've got a notch up a bit over Orlando Pirates. So what we have with Pirates, it's the unknown factor, like you are saying. A lot of teams don't really know Orlando Pirates, and they've got the talent. So now what we're going to see is this talent of Orlando Pirates going to produce something for them, or they are going to choke at these stages, because it's going to be very tough now. Mentally, they are going to be tested. We know Africa. We know how it is when we get into these stages. So I'm hoping that the talent of Orlando Pirates is going to bring them something.
Can I ask you something very random? I want to ask you something very random. It's got something to do with this, but do you think that Mamelodi Sundowns has now been in the Champions League for so long and tried to win it for so long that maybe there's a bit of overthinking that's happening there at Chlorkop? And is that a good or a bad thing for Mamelodi Sundowns, who are trying to go win this trophy? And can the advantage for Pirates maybe even be that, guys, we are here, we've come in for the first time in a couple of years, Jose is new, the players are new, maybe I could say that naivety can help them?
Yeah.
If that makes sense, if you get me.
You are correct. You are making so much sense, because the pressure is at Mamelodi Sundowns. They've been there for a very long time. They've tried. And now, obviously, mentally, you are like, if we can't win it this time, we are going to have a problem. What are we to do next? Because we've tried almost everything. We've tried with Rulani several seasons. Now we've got a new coach that we thought is going to bring us something, and then we're failing. So you can tell in their mindset, the players, they have to deal with a lot. And you are correct again with Orlando Pirates. When you are at Pirates as a player, you are like, all I need to do is just to get there and ensure that I can do this thing. Whether we win or we lose, no one is going to be harsh. But no one is going to But no one is going to be harsh at Orlando Pirates. And most people are going to be harsh at Mamelodi Sundowns. They are going to be like, you guys have been there for a very long time. You are not bringing us anything. Even the fans, they are going to be like, this season again. You get what I'm trying to say? So Orlando Pirates, they don't have that pressure. They want to win this thing, but they don't have the Mamelodi Sundowns pressure.
For time's sake, I'm going to jump in, but let me ask the comments. For the commenters, those watching on YouTube as well, tell me, what is the bigger, does that factor in that Mamelodi Sundowns, after so many years, is there pressure that comes with that? Is there something that comes with not being able to get over that hump? And then for Pirates, being fresh-faced in the Champions League like this, or in the past few years, being fresh-faced, does that help or hurt them? Just can you tell me, guys, which one you guys fall to? Let me go to Queenie. Queenie, welcome to the show. How are you?
Molweni, nalipakania.
Hey, mapagapaga. Yeah, Davela. Okay, Queenie.
Nalipakapaka, elimnyama ngenkani. Ndiyathanda ohlobo usoyilungise ngayo le question okanye si statement obana rather singafeyisa bani. Yebo, final. Mna ndinqwena into yobana kwi-final siye ne-Sundowns.
Okay.
Ngenxa ye-interest ndinento ethi izawubamba i-attention ye-Afrika yonke.
Okay.
Izawubamba i-attention ye-South Africa yonke xa sidibana ne-Sundowns kwi-final. Uyayebo? Ukukhompyutha kwebhola lase-South Africa lilodwa. Uyayebo? Ndinento ethi izawunikisa umdla kakhulu. Kakhulu, more than anything izawunikisa umdla the game. Ne? And also ndiyafuna uyiveza into
Marakwini before udlula. Namanga kwini. Uyazi ukuthi mighty Sundowns ithi Pirates ithi final. Nayiwina leyo match, nijwayele kuyiwina leyo match. Ngitshela ngithi Africa ngiyazi.
Kaloku ndiyapho vele uwina kona sizawina. Vele uwina kona sizawina. Ndithetha nge-beauty yebhola. Otherwise uwina kona andiyixoxi noyixoxa indaba yowina. Uyayibo? Zakuxelela why ndisithi sizawina. Uyayibo? uJose isoloko imsebenzela le angle azangayo yokuziveza njengento yoba akana experience into ye-CAF. Wenza into yobana amehlo ezi team zingamjongeli intweni kakuhle. Uyayibo? And also masi-understand into yobana as much as ezi clubs sisithi thina zine-experience, uyayibo, of which ke zinayo, but masimande into yobana zininzi izinto ezingumthelele ezingenelelayo eklabhini. Njengoba for instance ngoku i-Sundowns isanduba nocoach omtsha. Uyayibo? Kuthina apha eSouth Africa ibhola ye-Sundowns siyayibona into yoba ayiseyiyo laa bhola ibi-strong, meaning zikhona izinto ezi-affect i-team. And we must also think into yobana not just i-Sundowns kuphela, nezinye ne-Ahly ngafika zikhona izinto abadilishana nazo. Masingacinga fanuba basenzelelelwe ngenxa nto basiyibethile i-Ahly kule match siyibethe kuyo. Masiyazi into yobana i-technical team yethu it was better than them, okanye ii-players zethu bazijule ijacu to fight, because if buyibona laa nto kala match yethu ibe different nakuthi thina sizi-Pirates, because we used to attack, but this time it attract amehlo ethu because sibona i-Pirates edefendayo. Uyayibo? The way abafayitha ngakhona. So ingixelela into yobana kutheni singafuni ikholelwa into yobana ii-seasons ziyatshintsha. Ziyatshintsha, sikhe sime ngaloo nto yomisa nge-experience, sikhe siyi-understand into yobana even ii-seasons ziyatshintsha. Ngubani owayeyazi into yoba i-Kaizer Chiefs yazidlale ngohlobo this time? Uyayi-understand? So kutheni singenayicinga into yobana ne-Ahly nako udilishana nee-challenges ezinjengeziya? Kutheni sicinga fanubana siyenzelelelwa okanye hayi bekubalwa? Kutheni singenakholelwa into yobana no, it's because we were better, okanye it's because uJose ubabethe ngento yobana no, don't give us that attention. Zininzi mos iindlela zodilishana negame. It could be, in fact mangathi it could be, ndiyayibona mna kwalapha eSouth Africa i-Pirates isayide iyoba ngu-number 2, ebebizwa as iplamba lo tatapha, and he never attended that. Uyayibo? But uyi-acceptile in a way, ngongayi-attend, uyi-accepte into yobana yes, I am a plumber. Ude wathi kwesinye statement i-football will speak louder for him. Uyayibo? As a result nyhani kuthetha i-football. Kutheni singenabhelieve into yobana napha kule CAF kuzawuthetha i-football? And ke ngoku I want to assure you, abantu abazayithatha la CAF are the most, ngabona bazabe be-hungry for that cup. And I believe we are more hungry. We want to prove a lot.
Okay, Kwidai.
But again, Sundowns. See.
Voice card, kumelekela, but yay, bapakania. Tina sobesibukele at home. It's like the TV. Sinibukele ukuthi nenzani. Sinabanye, but for time I need to jump in.
I trust this team. I trust.
Yeah. Sizabona phambili, but thank you so much, Queenie. Let me bring in
thank you, Dada.
Let me bring in Montana. Hey. I almost became a Pirates fan there, Lynn. Heaven.
Hey, OT.
How are you, Botana?
Hey, I'm good, OT, and you? And
Hi, man.
listeners. And,
I'm always happy
viewers
when 3 points comes in, man. I'll cry on another day. Montan, there's the question. Who would Sundowns rather face between Al Ahly and Pirates?
Sundowns, to be honest, between those two, they will rather face Al Ahly.
Okay.
Because we both know. To all the people who don't know, I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, true and true. So I'm neutral in this topic.
Okay.
The Sundowns, they would rather face Al Ahly because they've beaten Al Ahly so many times in CAF, in group stages, of course, and they are only counting the wins, and Ahly is counting the cups, because in those wins that they won against Al Ahly, went on and won the CAF. So Sundowns is counting the wins that they won against Al Ahly, and Al Ahly is counting the most important thing is lifting the cup, which is CAF. We know the history between Sundowns and Pirates. Pirates always trap the Sundowns in every cup final that they are playing. And I'm sure even in those players' mind, it's something that is psychological, playing around those players when they are playing Pirates, right? Okay. When they know when they are playing Pirates, they're gonna lose. That's a psychological thing, OT. When you are always losing against the second team, in your mind, you go to that match, you don't play your full game, you're cautious, and the coach knows that this team has been beating this team for this long. So they will never want to face Pirates. Never. Even if you ask the Motsepe, he will say no. I'm sure already they are having nightmares. The fans, they don't sleep. I'm sure they are dreaming about Pirates trapping them. We all know that. Going to Pirates, I don't think they will a preferred team they will play against, because any team that is there currently, Pirates will beat any team that is there in their current form. They don't change their philosophy. They are rotating the squad, and each and every player that is called, he performed. They don't have scared for any team. The only thing Sundowns can have, I think the experience they have has ended on those quarterfinals. They will say we have experience in group stages and quarterfinals. Behind quarterfinals, they don't have any experience because they reached semi-final, I think, once or twice.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count. That's how our football has fallen behind. We are celebrating the quarterfinals. Imagine Man City celebrating for qualifying for quarterfinal. That's how even Al Ahly, they will take this as normal. We are going to quarterfinal, it's fine. Let's see how we do in quarterfinals. Let's see how we do in semi-finals. But our South Africans, it's like that's why we don't win this cup, because we celebrate on those quarterfinals, and then when the semi-finals comes, we are tired because we celebrated too much. There's nothing to play. Even the players, I'm sure, after those games, they will go to bars and drink. When the semi-finals comes, and I won't even say final, because they already celebrated the quarterfinals, which is it should be a normal thing for us South Africans, because we're the best league in Africa. We should have at least six of those CAFs. Not
are we the best league in Africa?
Recently, I would say we are the best recently, because remember, those North African teams that we always admire, they come here to buy our players.
Okay.
Our best players are playing in those North African countries. That says a lot about our league. And we've been qualifying for Pirates. I would say Pirates and Sundowns. They've been representing us in Africa for so many years, especially Sundowns. So that says a lot about our league. The only thing that we failed as South African teams, I think it starts from the management, because we are not consistent on coaches. Remember Chiefs, when they went to final, how can you change a coach on your last game?
In the quarterfinals, they changed the coach. Then they changed the coach.
They changed the coach. And they took a new coach and they changed the whole squad. How you gonna blame the players or anything? It's the management. Most of our management, they don't take this cup. It's only Sundowns when Motsepe came. He wanted to conquer Africa and the world, which is one thing they've been trying for I don't know, for 10 years. They haven't conquered anything. So once our teams, lastly, OT, once our teams will start to play on the field, not on outside the field, because we've been playing this CAF outside the field, not inside the league. Once they start doing that and manage, as much as people are gonna laugh at me, but if anything goes by, most of the teams didn't learn how Kaizer Chiefs went to that final, there's nothing to learn, because you saw the most team who has most Champions League are Real Madrid. Look at how they won those Champions League. Ugly.
Okay. For time. For time. Okay, let me get you just that last sentence.
They've been winning ugly. Even Ahly itself have been winning this CAF. We don't know how they play, but they are winning it. That's called management. How you manage a CAF, a CAF and the league. That's how the big teams have been dominating this CAF and Champions League. It's how to manage the team and the players. That's all. We don't have to play Barcelona or Tika. Just win the games.
For time, I'm going to jump in. Let me bring in Nkosi Corner. Wait, before I bring in Nkosi Corner, let me ask there in the comments. Why? I'm seeing a couple of comments here that are speaking about Egyptian League being first and then us. And then how are we figuring out this ranking? So if you could just tell me there in the comments, how are you ranking the leagues? Or is it a case that the Egyptians always had one or two really strong teams? Al Ahly has always been one. Zamalek fell off at some point, and they were pulling up the Egyptian League, similar to how Mamelodi Sundowns has been the consistent team, Champions League-wise, and they've been pulling up the PSL League in the eyes. How do you guys rank? Let me go to Nkosi Corner. Nkosi Corner, welcome to the show.
How mfethu unjani?
Magimnandi man, Nkosi Corner. Tell me about this thing, man. Nah, question.
Angibezwa labantu.
Hey.
Yeah.
Who should Mamelodi Sundowns rather want to face? Is it Al Ahly or is it Orlando Pirates? And I know it's hypothetical because they can't face Al Ahly, I think it is. So who should they rather want to face if they were if they had to choose between these two teams?
Hey, my brother, I'm worried, yes. I don't know how can I express it because English is not my mother tongue.
Okay.
Hey, I'm worried. If bezo opta ukuthi beshuze thina as amabhakaniya usho baqonda ukuthi baphinda futhi ba waste imali because bazoxosha lokho jabo sonofika yabo, so akazi abantu bacabanga kanje. Hey iPirates bafethu akusona bafethu, yazi labantu soba expose ukuba i-team encane futhi again ngoba phela abancane. If they never learn khona umjida lo bekhuma la ubatshele the state forward answer, but abasitshela experience la. The experience they've been there, I don't know how many years. It's not working for them. Up until they realize that the Champions League, no matter any cup, you need to change the methodology how you play football. Because now to play the cup, for example, unoke bora around abantu behambe bovad benibambe account abeshiye goal bese sitshela no bese dominate game. No, it doesn't work like that. That is why ubani lo mlungu wabo loxosho coach lo belo abaxosha ngenxa yephakathi nakhona. Yebo ke wathi abashintshe methodology. Yabona manje bangisathetha.
Whoa, what's happening?
Teams because they are an actual team.
No, ngovula imali umvale.
That's the one thing, the number one thing that I see here that
yeah, kaphuma kabehave.
Hey, this voice yami. What was they? Yeah.
Yeah, kenzeka. Ngithi mina ngibazi kusho ukuthi abafundi laba bantu ibhola babuka ke indlela. Hey, akusayona league manje le Champions League sekuyicup manje. Yabo base sekuyicup. That is why ngathi mina kwabanye sasikhuluma futhi la ngathi once partner ngena kune cup stage khohlwa ke libala. That is why Chiefs mongabheka as a cup specialist, as we know, Chiefs mose wathatha ama cup. Hayi ngoba edlala ibhola mhlawumbe beautiful kakhulu. They know ukuthi how to get that. I mean, bahambile bebe na experience. Bahambe nje lapha kanti baze bagcina
isho ukuthi siyakwazi ukulithayisa man.
Yebo ke ngiyacisha ithatha kwalo Champions League leyo iKaizer Chiefs. Now I'm worried ngalaba lo bafuna iPirate ngoba manje kusho bafuna uxosha ucoach kuzothiwa phela lo coach manje asazilungu basombhudliza nje nkosami no 1-0 bese sithula phansi titu begijima nebhola bedlala 90 man plus 90 position asingangeni ndawo lo nto yabo thina. I wish mina esami isifiso bengifike sihlale nabo kufanele bese baletha la eThekwini isiqede ngabo yabo fast yayibona now bacela into ongafanele beyicele yabo. So I'm worried about them because nebhola labo ngiyezwa nje kuthiwa ino Sundowns ine spend ephinde I mean in Champions League benzani in Champions League bangani ba spend more than 200 some change million mega still they fail to win the cup land. Sizobabonisa ke impethu mehlwane ngezulu lezo kwenzela ngoba my brother njobe iPirates iwine ku stage izosuka ibiyithatha le Champions League angifuni ufaka abafana bami ingcindezi bese beba nenkinga mchamba uMotsepe ugcina idayisa pe team ngoba uzobo no it's not about man this thing letho ufuna beyikhatsha. Look at Jose Rivero udlala how many system in one game 3-4-3 4-3-2 4-5-1 ungangitshela ukuthi ngoJose uyaba confuse uqala lapha wenza sa defend mase kufuna igoal. Look at igoal part mase kufuna sibule how they lokuza be attack ngono Chenko lapha nodla mina amaphase babasha bakutshengisa ukuthi no we can read the game ukuthi mangabe ufuna safarisha mafuna sithole igoal and then we just go up then let's score the goal and then we come back and we close the door. Now ngitshela Sundowns mina ngalo dominate board position then what Olanda badlale lokhuzani ko Brazil ukephethe ndizodliwa nabo yabona this time imbedu mehlana ezokwenzeka ngoba bacela into enkulu. I wish yazi ngoba lo besifuna kanje my brother no abasinikeze Sundowns abayilethi la sifuna besheshe beqoshe lo coach bese sithi sithe kunini sibadlishapula lapha le cabinet apha ema technical team siyabathulula sabapheka senza ukuthi abafuna ukufuthi ukuthi basana ukufisa yabo abanye bendawo ngiyazi ukuthi impofana aba bagive us parade bapi nje sishakubole thina mfethu angifuna sishakubole phuthu
Okay. Yeah, let me bring you to Penny. Penny says, welcome to the show.
Good evening, OT. How are you, man?
I didn't think this topic would be this entertaining. But here we are. Tell me about this topic. Who should Sundowns rather want to play in a hypothetical situation?
Let me start by greeting all the people on the panel and a great show, man. Great question, and I enjoy it.
Thank you, bro.
In this case, before I say which team, maybe Mamelodi Sundowns, because I'm also conflicted. I am a Buccaneer, but there's something that I just want to ask whether you have once heard about.
Yeah.
One philosopher once said, there's a fine line between experience and trauma. So if you are traumatized, you have fear. You understand? So I'm not sure whether Sundowns is experienced or they are traumatized by the fact that they've been trying and failing the same hurdle for the most part of these years. So, irregardless who they face, if they are traumatized, they are going to approach the field with trauma and they are going to crumble. You know, when you speak about chokers, then they will choke again.
Yeah.
So irregardless of who they face, if they are traumatized by the stage, they are going to fail, not because of the opposition, but because of the stage itself. So coming to Orlando Pirates is the first time they are in the quarterfinals for a long period since 2013. But if you look at them, they are fearless. And now they at the stage whereby we didn't expect them to be there. We wanted them to be in the group stages. Then they have surpassed us. Now they're in the quarterfinal. What we are doing now is to give them support and say, whatever comes out of this game, we will appreciate it. We appreciate the effort. You represented the page Orlando Pirates very well. But that is why we are not scared. Whoever comes to our way, we will deal with him. If I can just take you back, Mr. OT, when we won the first MTN 8 in the first season here, Jose, Andy Lechali celebrated and laughed on Twitter that they've drawn Orlando Pirates. We took them, go Peter Mukaba there.
Yeah.
3-0. Clean. And he said before we get to that game, we will be ready for them. So whoever we're going to meet, we believe in Jose. We believe in our captain. So these guys, I'm not sure. I'll give you a chance to answer me whether you see it as experience or you see it as trauma. And those who are in the comment section, please, because one philosopher once said those words to me, because if Sundowns is traumatized by the stage, not by opponents, because what they did on Sunday for me, I feel like they are traumatized by qualifying to the quarterfinals. They are not ready for quarterfinals. Failing the stage many times has traumatized the team.
So wait, how do you get over the trauma? What do you do? Because I've said that one of my things about the Sundowns is that I think Sundowns is fixing everything except for the problem. And they keep like trying to do more and more and more stuff. And maybe it's a little bit of overthinking, but what do you think? How do you approach that? If I was to ask you for advice for Sundowns, that this is how you get over the hill, what would you say to them?
Yesterday, maybe you still recall, I said Pitso was the bravest leader at Mamelodi Sundowns.
Okay.
Rulani came with ambition and became brave because he's a very young, ambitious coach. But what we saw Sunday really comes to the leadership of Mamelodi Sundowns. Are they brave enough? Are they brave enough? Because that's the question that we need to ask ourselves. If the team was scared in less than 6 minutes of the game to commit mistakes and say we are not going to go forward, we are not risking it now. Okay, yes, they might say we didn't want to risk because we wanted to go to the quarterfinal. But the fact that in mentally or psychologically, they still recall that facing Ahly in the quarterfinal will be dangerous to us. So they need a brave leader. For me, that's what I feel like it's going to assist them. They've got the ammunition. They've got the players to do these things. They've got everything. But do they have the correct leader now?
For time's sake, I'm going to jump in. Thank you so much, Penny. Let me go to Ubongs. Bongs.
Evening, OT.
Hey, what's happening? Bongs, welcome. Man, Bongs, what's a question? Man, of this thing. How do you feel about this question?
Yeah,
who should Sundowns want to play more?
What's OT? It's interesting to hear both Sundowns and the Pirates ever debate about who they should meet.
Yeah.
I wonder why ba avoid so early. Who is the experienced one and who is the real bottle jobber? Because Pirates, fit the final. And after final, they bottle it. They don't win those finals. Sundowns so come on Leona, Otole a celebrate of it body semi-final and still losing the semi-finals. Now I want to see them meet each other. Who is the top dog because Balla ka no Pirates is celebrate MTN 80 ya 4 games le Nedbank Cup because ba thusa ke abongile Tom. They forget to no man. Pirates do have experience as well, Champions League. Just because Banalena Kobasa Champions League doesn't mean that Havana experience. They were trying to find a coach at Labayisan to a higher level. Sundowns, it was to get about Banale, Pitso Mosimane, who had an ambition over to achieve something as Sundowns. Something greater than just winning the league 7 times. So it's interesting to see if they can meet each other, how will it play out in this CAF Champions League?
Okay. Marabogs, I want to ask the same question. Do you think that Sundowns might be in a place now where man by overthink and man? Maybe that's the hurdle. Hurdle city team Taco North or whatever, get Sundowns itself.
Sundowns problem about Gore. Have a fit a semi-final. It's like they're now trying to panic instead of just trying to get over the finish line. If they can just go above the finish line, banale chance of a winner Champions League. But now it's like a fear over every time we get to the Champions League, we blow it for our fans. Come on, Pirates mindset it's the fact that they always get to the final Champions League whenever they pass the group stages, but they keep on bottling their finals. So that's where problem is in both teams.
Do you think that Jose would change that for Pirates in a final?
Jose on an opportunity of change because considering the way Pirates in right now, they can do it. I believe in Pirates. Can I have faith in Pirates? I cannot faith in Sundowns, but I have faith in Pirates.
Okay. Ricky, let me bring in Sapula. Sapula, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's up, Oti?
Nake monate ke mametse bakana ko TikTok bare we listen and we don't judge. Sapula, tell me, what do you think? Ka question in.
It's very nice. These days we have a lot of analysts. We interact. To answer a question about who we should face, at this stage, we can't face Ahly. Ahly, that's the one team that I want to face, but we can't face them. If we have to face them, we'll face them at the semi-final or the final, which means at this stage we can't face them. Even Pirates, they can't face Ahly because they were on the same group stages. They were on the same group, so which means that is out of the question. So we will rather face the experience or Pirates or Al Hilal. So, on my opinion about Sundowns, I will say as a Sundowns fan, I prefer to face people who owe us a lot, which is Pirates and experience at this stage. I don't want Al Hilal. I don't want it. It's rather Pirates or Al Hilal. But at the same time, it's not nice to face Pirates now because if you look at the teams that are left there, the Northern African teams, there are 5 of them. And then the Southern, it's only us, the 2 of us, which means if we face each other, it's going to be one left Southern team, which means it's going to be the same story. The final and the semi-final will be watching those teams from that side.
But how do we break that ceiling?
I rather face
How do we break that glass ceiling as teams from the south, as teams from South Africa? Because I mean, Pirates' one was 30 years ago. Sundowns is now heading toward 9 years. How do we break that, man? Just as South African teams, what do we need to learn about the Champions League?
What I've learned over the past years is that this competition, you don't win it by fluke. That's one thing that Rulani always used to say. Or this competition, you don't win it by mistake. This is not the competition for winning by mistake. You can reach the final, but it doesn't mean that you will win it. This competition is very difficult. So to overcome these challenges of breaking this bond of Northern team, we have to be there more often. I think if we reach the semi-final with Pirates, we will be more stronger. It's gonna be like 50% chance of win or getting the star.
Yeah.
Rather than if we remove each other now at the quarterfinal, we're out. It's gonna be one team. And the Pirates, for real, shame. I don't think they are prepared for this Champions League this year. No, they are not. Maybe next season they can play very well. That's why you see even their chairman he do them some favors. It's favors because why are we postponing the games now? It's because there is Pirates playing.
Yeah.
Why it didn't happen even last season?
Yeah, Kiriken, yeah, allegedly.
You know what is the reason? It's because Paris doesn't have the depth to deal with all this. They beat Belizidad. What is Belizidad? We beat them 4-1 when we met them. This Belizidad, the same Belizidad. Luckily, we beat them 5-2. They know. They are even afraid of us, OT. You know, all of you. You know. They rather face any team but not Sundowns. Till now, we are not scared of them. Luckily, we are not scared of them. Even if you know the players for Alakli on that game of Pirates, that was not the first attacking three that they were using. Their first attacking, they were replaced when they were supposed to try to cover. If the Pirates fans, they know Alakli, even the Alakli player.
Bo El Shahad, the guy who scored, he came up from the bench. He's a starter.
Bo El Shahad, you know, you saw him. Yeah, that's the guy who always starts each and every game. So this guy, Shem, what I've learned is that they mastered this competition, my guy. They mastered it.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that we are trying to get into. The teams that are left there is Al Hilal, Farabat, and also Experience, and also Al-Akli. All these teams are very the toughest. Maybe if Pirates, they can get MSC Elga, yeah, that can be a better opinion, a better opponent.
No, for time's sake, I'm going to just have to jump in. We're getting to that last part.
Sundowns and Pyramid. Pyramid, they can take them out.
Okay. For time's sake, though, I'm going to have to jump in. Let me bring in Butali as the last caller for today. Butali, Chief, you are playing my video. I'm hearing my voice. Hey, man, what's going on, Chief?
No, it was too long, so I was just keeping myself occupied.
But thank you for the support. What do you think of this?
You can't blame me, Chief. You can't blame me. But I think obviously me as a supporter of Iwisa Kaizer Chiefs, I would want Pirates to play Sundowns because
you're taking it back to Iwisa Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, because that was the last time we were good. So
Okay.
yeah, so I think I would like Pirates to draw Sundowns simply for the fact that I don't want any South African team to win the Champions League right now. But logically speaking, I
Okay.
would if I were Pirates, I would want to draw Sundowns simply for the fact that we know both these teams have great personnel. So it comes down to the coaching, right? It comes down to the coaching because I don't think right now Sundowns are much organized, and I don't think Coach Cardoso has profiled the players correctly. I don't know. I don't think Miguel Cardoso has profiled the players correctly. And you can't blame him because he's only been here. I don't know. A couple of games, but so yeah. If I were Pirates, I would want to draw Sundowns and just exploit because there's a few pinpoints that Pirates can exploit at Sundowns, and I do think also Coach Jose Rivero is a lot more adaptable. We saw that in that Al Ahly game where he adapted to the situation, and that's one thing I admire about Jose Rivero. He can go within the game and say, okay, this is not working, let's switch to this, and that has really saved them over the past couple of years. Because I don't think if Jose Rivero didn't have that one element, I don't think they would have 5 cups in out of 6.
Can Mamelodi Sundowns take any confidence in their experience in the Champions League? So knowing Pirates would probably love to play Sundowns because they understand Sundowns in knockout games, but Sundowns may understand CAF. Does that play into this at all?
Yes, but remember I said Jose Rivero is more adaptable. I said Jose Rivero is more adaptable, so he can adapt to the situation. Yes, Sundowns has more experience in CAF, but Jose Rivero, he's a real tactician. He can see what's going on and which spaces to exploit. Sundowns have an advantage, not footballing wise, but because it's the culture. CAF is Sundowns culture. So I think Sundowns can really capitalize off that. But from a footballing standpoint, I think Pirates have the advantage over Sundowns. Simply comes down to coaching, and how adaptable I think the coaches are. Because we have to be honest, they're not gonna play the same as they are gonna play on the 8th of February in the PSL. They're not gonna play the same. So it needs coaches to be adaptable and to really profile the personnel. And I think Jose Rivero is superior to the.
So then, can I ask, for Sundowns, is it just adaptability? What is Sundowns missing to get over the hump?
I think right now, as I said, Sundowns to get over the hump, they need to profile. By the way, I'm talking from a footballing standpoint, what we see on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. So I think Miguel Cardoso has to profile his players correctly, because I see certain players doing the wrong things. I see players like Ribeiro dropping too deep, Marcelo Allende dropping too deep. I see 2 players who are aggressive forward doing the job of Batusi Obas, which that tells me that Miguel Cardoso hasn't profiled the players correctly, because we've seen with Rulani, we've seen even with Mangoba, that Ribeiro, he stays in that pocket as a 10 and he's given a free role. But with Miguel Cardoso, he drops way back and he tends to hold the ball a bit more, which then delays the play. But so that's why I think to get over that hump, Sundowns Miguel Cardoso specifically needs to profile the players correctly, and I think Steve Compella can help him with that. But if that happens, then I think it could be, for neutrals, a very interesting game. It could be an end-to-end basketball game. Those are my thoughts.
No, Butali, thank you so much, guys. We're heading to 9 o'clock. The show, for those who are new, 7 o'clock. Monday to Thursday, 7 to 9. We're here. So if you have not followed, please follow. If you want to watch any of the episodes back, we've got all of them back. It's not just match reviews. It's also shows that we have like this. So head on over to my YouTube channel, Overthinking Football Show, and you'll be able to watch any of the previous lives, even the watch-alongs, even the match review days, even my own content. I just dropped my podcast episode today. So please support there on YouTube. Okay, this is a very interesting question. It's a very interesting question. It's interesting for me because of two things. Number one, we know that Sundowns struggles in the north generally. So we know that Sundowns is probably not going to want to go to the north anytime soon, knowing that hey, there's a bit of a mental block there. But then also, on the other hand, you're playing against Pirates, and Pirates, in competitive games like knockouts, they tend to know how to knock Sundowns out. And that gives them at least a psychological advantage over a Sundowns, a little bit, right? So it's really about what you want to pick. And it's about, okay, if I want to play Orlando Pirates, I may take some confidence in saying that it's the Champions League. So maybe Pirates is not used to the Champions League. Maybe in as much as it will be the same fields and the same teams and the same players, not having to get on planes and do all of that different stuff. Maybe what will happen is we'll walk onto that pitch and Pirates will feel the pressure of playing in a knockout of the Champions League. Whereas for Pirates, if I could give any advice, as somebody who went to a final myself, we were shocked the whole time. There was no place where we had confidence. Every day we just clap and be shocked every day. The moment you start adding confidence and you start adding thinking and you start doing weird things, Pirates, play exactly how you play. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry, let yourselves be surprised by everything. Don't come in and say experience and all of that stuff, because I've spoken here before that I think one thing that's killing Mamelodi Sundowns is the mental part of it. One thing that's killing Mamelodi Sundowns is here. It's thinking about and putting the pressure on and doing all those things. Then you're firing coaches and you bring in other people and you bring in that and you do all of those things. Sundowns is possibly one of the most feared teams in Africa. The most feared. But Khushota just maybe that belief. Khushota sometimes not overthinking it. Sometimes you can plan too much and overplan and overthink and over whatever, and then you get there and shame. The other team just has to do what they need to do, right? So that's my thing. But in any case, I think that if I was Mamelodi Sundowns right now, I'd probably want to face Ahly. I'd want to face them early. In as much as we say Ahly, yes, they change and become a different team. I think right now is the best place to play Ahly, to beat them now, especially after what Pirates was able to do. They tried to make a noise. They tried to say, hey, refs and all of that stuff. I think Pirates ruffled their feathers, and I think Sundowns could take out Ahly right now. I wouldn't want to play Pirates because I don't think Cardoso, in terms of the local game, is all the way in. So, I think Jose would take him there. Mara. We'd have to see. We'd have to see what goes forward. This was just a hypothetical, because yesterday when you spoke about it, people were telling me that no, they wanted a 1-1 because the 1-1 was this and this one meant they went to pot what and pot B. I just wanted to know. What you guys feel about that. Even if they were playing a B team, Linda, it still counts. It still is a loss. It still feels that if they were to come play another South African team, they'd have to have that in their mind that you don't want to lose twice to South African competition. Conti, there's a button in my bio. Let me just make sure. There's a button in my bio that takes you. There's a link there. That's where you'll find that those details. Is it there? Okay, I'll just have to replace it. Okay, there was a button in my bio. It's fine. Send me a DM. I'll send you a DM with the details. Then from tomorrow on, there'll be a link there. There'll be a link in my bio. It's going to take you to a link tree with all of my links. At the top of that one, I usually have my bank account there. So I'm going to put it there. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It is 9:02. We're going to be back again tomorrow, but it's going to be for a watch along. I believe it's at 7:30. If I'm not mistaken, please let me know. I'll also let you know. If you look at my statuses, you'll know. Please, I just dropped my my podcast episode on my channel, Overthinking Football Show. Please head on over that side and watch and like and share and do all of that stuff. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the banter today. Hey, guys, I'll see you then tomorrow, 7:30. Bye, everyone.